Okay, so once again, thank you for working hard on your lab assignment and your quiz, your chapter 1 quiz. Most of you did really well on the lab assignment. I really enjoyed watching those videos and looking at your worksheet that you did. So good job on that. My advice for the future is try to do your assignments one day before the due date. And that way, if you have any internet problems or you get stuck on something, or maybe you answered, you did something in a wrong way, I can email you and say, hey, you forgot this or whatever. And then you still have time before the due date. You see? So it's good maybe one day before an assignment is due to do it. But again, it's up to you because I do post it early, but you have until the due date to do it. So you can make your own choice. I want to talk for a moment about our chapter test. Okay. This is an example on the right side. This is an example of a chapter test from a student. Okay, so the answers that I highlighted in yellow, I want to talk about how we can make these better. Okay, so again, this is a student example. This is not the correct or exactly correct answers on the right side. But I wanted to show you guys to kind of help you decide how or what to write in these types of answers, because on the chapter test you have a listening part and you kind of have to fill in some notes based on what you hear. And I noticed with your tests that a lot of you kind of wrote maybe like a sentence or kind of it seemed like you needed more space, right? Because you're listening and you think, oh, okay, and you might copy down the whole sentence. But what I want you to look at is on the left side of the screen, I want you to look at these tips, okay? So we don't want to copy a whole sentence from the audio. We want to try to make it shorter and just get the main idea. So in order to do that, we need to look at general and specific, general versus specific. And then we need to give a main topic, not a whole sentence, okay? So let's look at together on the right side, the yellow highlighted part, number one. Number one. So number one, you think, and then you have a colon there, and then it says walk, feed, give attention. Walk, feed, give attention. Okay, is that general or specific? Turn on your microphone and tell me. Maybe Alan, can you answer this? If it says walk, feed, give attention, is that general or specific information right there? Do you know what I'm asking?
Does the teacher left the session?
Yeah, she left. Alan, learn.
Yes.
I said maybe her internet have problem. How you, Alan?
I'm good, Miss Chow. How are you?
Hey
Good.
guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you.
That is so funny. You see, I got kicked out. I was asking Alan a question. I'm like, Alan, are you there? And then my computer said no internet access.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. So here we go again. Okay. Can everybody see my PowerPoint screen here with the student example? Yes or no?
yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're back online. So let me kind of back up a little bit and start over. On the right side, this is a student example, okay? It does not have all the correct answers, all right? But we're looking at it because I want you to see how to do this better, how to do this part of the test better, okay? So first of all, we're going to look for general and specific information when we're taking notes. So look at the first one, the yellow highlighted part, number 1. It says every day it needs. Okay, that's what the student wrote. On the test, it says walk, feed, give attention. Walk, feed, give attention. So my question was, Alan, where it says walk, feed, give attention, are these things general or specific?
Those are specific
Yes,
information.
very good, very good. And you see the colon there, it has a blank and then a colon, and then it has walk, feed, give attention. So what that means is on the left side of the colon, so in the blank, that part needs to be general. And on the right side, the walk, feed, give attention, that is specific. So instead of writing a sentence like every day it needs, what we want to do is put a general or main topic of this section. So the person is talking and they give these examples of walking, feeding, giving attention. We have to come up with our own just basic, what is this talking about? We're talking about the daily needs of the animal. So we put daily needs in the blank. And that is a general term or general topic, daily needs. Or you can say something like necessities. Let's go to number 2. This one is different. Number 2, we have costs on the left side. Okay, so look at it like this. Number 1 was the needs of the animal. Number 2, we have the costs of the animal. So costs is on the left, it has a colon. So that means that's the general idea. And then on the right side, where number 2 is, that yellow part, that needs to be what? Does it need to be specific or general? What do you think?
General,
General.
teacher. I think.
It's going to be specific because the word costs is a general word. And then we're going to list specifically what all the costs are. You see? So the left side was the general, the right side of the colon is the specific. So just like number 1, remember we said the daily needs, that's a general word. And then we have specific examples, walk, feed, give attention. Under that, we have costs, that's the general topic or main idea. Then we have specific examples of costs. So we're going to put like food, healthcare. Okay, we don't need to put the word money because we already know that costs means it costs money. So we don't have to use a bunch of words here. We just keep it specifically what it needs. So we could say food, healthcare, okay? And then and this person forgot to list damage to home. If the animal, tears up the carpet, that's damage to the home. That's a cost you have to pay for, right? So again, we have costs, and then we're giving 3 specific examples of cost, and that was going to be the correct answer. Okay, are you guys following me? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Let's do another example. Number 3 on the right side, the yellow highlighted part. Number 3, look above number 3. I'm using the information that I already have, and I want to make sure what I write on the test is going to fit correctly with this outline. So the top here, it says less lonely. These are the advantages, right? Less lonely. And look at number 3. This student wrote, any pet can help us to feel less lonely. But we already said less lonely. So we cannot repeat the same thing again under that, because less lonely is the general topic of this section. So we have to be more specific in the blank. Okay, we cannot say helps you feel less lonely. That would be an incorrect answer. It's kind of like just saying the same thing twice. That would be like if for number 2 it says costs, and then number 2 I wrote pay for things, that, or cost money. I can't write that for number 2 because it's the same thing as the word cost. I have to give specific information. So number 3, I need to be more specific. How or in what way does a pet help you feel less lonely? That's what I need to write. And you got to put something like you're a member of the family, or they become a member of the family, or you can just write the word family, part of the family. That makes you feel less lonely. Also, they give you the other one, helps you meet more people. That makes you feel less lonely. Okay. So again, we're giving specific information because of where this blank is on my notes. Okay. Any questions so far?
No question.
Okay, everything looks good. Okay, let's jump down to number 5. This student wrote in the yellow part, stories about pets that help their owners. And then it has a colon again, and then it has pet might wake you in an emergency. So on the left side of the colon, we need to have the topic. And on the right side, we have a specific example. So what does this mean? The pet might wake you in an emergency, in a fire. What is the topic? What was this topic we were talking about? Do you guys remember? We have to get the general idea here. Does anybody remember? What would be the main idea or the topic?
Pets ownership.
I don't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, pet ownership is the topic of the whole speech. But what about for number 5? This is one of the supporting points. One thing they were talking about, and they gave an example, specific example of a pet they might wake you in an emergency. But what this student wrote in the yellow lines is not correct. It's
it's
yeah,
take
what
care
can
of the. It's kind of take care of the house, like protect you.
good. There's a word, bingo, right there, Alan. Protection. You could just put that word there, protection, for number 5. Or keeps you safe. You know, something that's like, that's what we would call a general topic. And then on the right side, we have a specific example of that. The pet might wake you in an emergency, right? So we have to keep this blank, this answer here, a little bit general. We could put protection or, you know, home protection, keeps you safe. And then we have an example of how they keep you safe after that. Okay. And Lucia, what were you going to say?
The same teacher. I remember that
Okay.
in the video mentioned a lot of protection of dogs.
Right, right. So that's what you're doing when you're listening. You've got to try to pick out the topic of what they're saying, protection, you know, or safety. And that is what they're asking for in that blank, number 5. We cannot just say, oh, stories about pets that helps their owners. We need more like a topic. If you look again at number 2, look to the left of number 2. It just says the word costs. It's just one word, right? Look at number 3 again. Look above that. It says less lonely. It's just 2 words, right? The topic or the main idea for this section is just really kind of short. They don't make a whole sentence. Okay, so that, I know this part is it's kind of the hardest part of the quiz, I think. That's why I wanted to go over it a little bit more. We're going to keep practicing this because I want you guys to be really good at listening and catching information and then organizing it and putting it on paper. It's a good skill to learn, especially when you are taking college classes and you have to write your own notes, right? Did you think about that? In a year or so, you're going to be in classes, and you need to write your own notes to prepare for the test. So this will really help you if you can practice looking at general and specific, you know, and each little subtopic, general and specific. Okay, any questions before we look at chapter 2?
Teacher.
Okay. You know what I just realized? I think I forgot to push. No, it's recording. I want to make sure it's recording. Oh, good. Because I got disconnected. So, all right. So, do you guys have your book? Who has their book?
Nature.
Okay, good. Lan or Lucia, do you have your book?
Yeah, I have the book.
I have the book.
Okay, I would like for you to open to page 37. The environment. The environment. Okay, page 37. Lucia, do you have your book?
Yes, teacher. I have it.
Okay, good. Lucia, I want you to read number 1 at the bottom of page 37. Read number 1, and Alan and Lan are going to answer the question. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead, Lucia.
Okay. Look at the photo of solar panels. What do you know about this energy source?
Good. Okay, Alan and Lan, can you answer?
Yeah, well, what I know about solar panels is that this is like kind of glasses that get the solar energy and change it to like we're able to use it like in electricity, or yeah, the panel change it like to electricity.
Okay, good. So the solar panels are used to gather energy, and then there's technology that transforms the solar energy into electricity, and then it can bring power to homes and businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yep. Okay. So, Alan, can you read number 2? And then Lan, I want you to answer number 2. So Lan is going to answer this. Go ahead, Alan.
Yes. What are some of other sources of energy?
Lan?
Um,
Okay, go ahead, Lan.
yes. Some other of energy is like sunshine, mm, um, wind.
Yes,
They
good.
can,
Wind energy?
yeah, they can, uh, they can replay for like for this degener the train the stationary energy.
Okay, so wind energy, good. What about hydro or water? Can we
Yeah,
make energy from water?
yeah, water,
Yep, good. And then what about oil? Coal and oil.
coal and yes, coal and oil make
Yes.
energy too.
Okay, good. Good job, Lon. Okay, everybody turn the page to page 38. Page 38, and look at the top. There are 4 pictures. 4 small pictures on page 38. So, Lucia, do you see the very first picture on the top left? What is that, Lucia?
Watch and listen.
Yeah, but what is the picture? What is that a picture of? The first picture.
And the first picture is a wine field.
A wind field?
Yeah, wind field.
Yeah, good.
Mm.
So these are what we call wind turbines.
Oh,
Turbines, and
wind
they're
turbine.
huge. Right. They're bigger than a house.
Wow.
These turbines are like bigger than a house. They're really, really big, and they're used to collect energy, just like the solar panels. Okay. So guess what? This chapter is all about alternative sources of energy and the pros and cons, or the good things and the bad things about using these different types of things like wind turbines and solar panels to collect energy. Okay, that is our topic. So it's funny because you remember last week, Lan, remember you talked about the environment.
Yes.
And so I think it's kind of cool that you said that, because this is our chapter. We're going to talk about the environment. So we're not going to watch the video now in our class this morning. You guys are going to watch the video and answer page 38 and 39 for homework, okay?
Yeah.
And so it will give you more information about wind energy. But let's go ahead and look at page 40. Page 40. Let's do a little practice with vocabulary and finding word families. So on page 40, we have 8 vocabulary words. So the first thing I want you to do is I'm going to say the word and you repeat after me. Okay? So page 40, everybody repeat after me. Limited.
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 Good. Lucia, did you say it? Limited.
Yeah, limited.
Good. And number 2, repeat after me. Provide.
Provide.
Good.
Provide.
So, okay, next one. Solution.
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 Good. Number 4, alternative.
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 Good. Good. Okay, number 5, environmental.
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 Ooh, that's a long one. Environmental.
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 How?
Good. Okay. Number 6, system.
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 Good.
System.
Alan, did you say it, Alan? System.
Yeah, system.
Good. Okay. Number 7, resource.
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 Good. Okay. And the last one, crisis.
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 Good. Good job. Okay, so today we're going to look at just for extra little practice. I want to do number 1, 2, 1 and 2, and then you guys will finish the rest for homework. But let's do number 1 together. It says fossil fuels are a limited source of energy. Some scientists predict that they will be gone by the end of this century. Fossil fuels, by the way, are things that come from the ground, like coal, oil, petroleum. They're a limited source of energy, okay? So what does that mean if we say they're limited? Can you guys pick A, B, or C?
B.
Yeah, okay, Lan says B. Lucia, do you think it's B?
I think is
I think it's letter B, teacher.
yeah, letter B.
Yes, I want you to underline the context clues. I want you to underline will be gone. Will be gone.
Will be gone.
So if something is limited, it will be gone soon. There's not a lot of it.
Yeah, no more.
So that's our clue. Yes, we're going to circle B, small in amount or number. It's a limited source of energy. So what that means is if we're talking about coal or wood or petroleum, that comes from the ground, and when we use it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not like wind energy. Like if I use wind energy, it doesn't go away. It continues,
Yeah.
right? Wind
Yeah.
is not limited. But fossil fuel is what they're trying to say. So we need to be aware of that when we're using these sources of energy. Let's go to number 2. It says wind can provide people with energy that is clean, that is cheap and clean. Cheap and clean. So, Lucia, what do you think about number 2? Provide. Is it A, B, or C? Lucia, what do you think?
To give something.
Yes. Number 2 is A, to give something. Provide is to give the people something, energy that's cheap and clean, okay? All right. So let's kind of review word families. Look at your PowerPoint screen on your computer. I want to help you. This will also help you for the test. If you guys remember on the test, there's a part of the test where you have to write a word in the blank, and you have to write the word family correctly. And most of you did really well on that part of the test, but I just want to give you some extra tips to help you. So what we want to do when we're looking for word families, let's look at number 1 again. Number 1, it says limited. Does anybody know the word family? Is this a noun? The word limited, is this a noun, adjective, verb? What do you think?
An adjective.
Okay, you think it's an adjective? So adjectives describe nouns. They describe like tall, short, big, hungry, okay? So Alan, why is this an adjective? How do you know?
Because it describe a noun. It could describe something.
It describes the source. Yes, that is correct. So you can put, if you want above limited, put adjective, ADJ, adjective. Fossil fuels are a limited source of energy. So fossil fuels are a source of energy. Well, what kind of source? A limited source. So that's limited as an adjective describing source.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we know it's an adjective? Let's look before and after the word. Do you see the word a? It says a limited. A is what we call an article. A, an, and the are articles. After a, an, and the, we have to have a noun. We have to. Okay, it's a requirement. But we could also put adjective before the noun. So look back again at number 1. It says a limited source. So now look at your screen, your computer screen. A, okay, and then we have adjective limited, and the noun is source. Okay, so that's the pattern. We've got a plus adjective plus noun. And that's the structure of the sentence. So it's easy for us to find that limited is going to be an adjective. Okay, any questions about that one?
No.
No
Okay,
teacher, no question.
okay, good. All right, Lucia, I want you to help me with number 2, since you're kind of quiet over there. Number 2, let's look at number 2. It says wind can provide people with energy, right? Provide. Do you think provide is a noun, an adjective, or a verb, Lucia?
Provide, I think, I think it's a verb.
Okay, good. Excellent. I want you to look right before provide. We see the word can. Can is an auxiliary verb, and it always has a base form verb after it. So provide, we know, is the base form verb. Good. Good job. Okay. Now, let's go to page 41, because you guys are going to finish page 40 for homework. Let's go to page 41. And I'm going to go get a drink of water, and I want you guys to do number 2 at the top. At the top. It says work in a group of 3, and you guys are 3 students, so that's good. And look at the pictures and answer the questions. So we've got 3 questions, and I want you guys to talk about this. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet, and I want you guys to discuss those 3 questions at the top of page 41. Okay, you've got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Mhm.
I think that these pictures are about how can we get of natural resources.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, I think the same. Natural resources.
The first question is, what do you think will be the topic of the lecture? Could be
Yeah,
natural resources, right?
yes, that could be, I
Okay.
think.
What do you think, Lan? Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know the picture on the right. Oh. want to learn that.
That's for solar
Greenhouse,
energy.
yeah, solar energy. Oh,
Yes, solar energy is a natural resource,
oh,
and yeah,
yes. And the worker, he work in the greenhouse. Dark plant, dark plants. They use in greenhouse, right? What do you think is happening in the picture?
Picture in the right side.
You know, bowl. Oh, that I think that the science, the science is uh try to use the try to plant the tree vegetable in the greenhouse, and the result is the plant give too much the potatoes. No, the tomatoes.
Tomato, right.
Yeah. Do you think so, Alan? How do you think, Alan?
Yes, he's harving. I don't know if this is the correct word. He's harving tomatoes, or
yeah. Well, I'm
yes,
agree with the first thing Lucia said. The plant is giving us food. Food
Yeah.
is a kind of natural resource, and solar energy is too. So I think the topic could be natural resources.
yes,
Okay,
and
so
the question number 2. What do you think is happening in the pictures?
yeah.
Uh, it's about the things that we can get of the nature. In the first picture, okay, it's food,
Yeah.
and the second picture is energy.
Oh, I see it. The sea seashore 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 it mean next to the sea ocean. Yeah, like you see the sea water, and net to see the water they can make the greenhouse, and they can make the garden in the greenhouse. They use the sea water. You see the water from the seas.
Yeah,
Yes, and then they can use it in the in for like the garden. The sea water.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Did y'all
Yes,
finish?
yes, teacher.
not yet.
Okay,
We
so
have
can one of you volunteer to tell me, kind of summarize what you guys talked about? What's your basic idea about these pictures?
It's about of natural resources.
Okay, so
Things
what
that
do you mean?
Yes, things that we can get from the earth, like
Mhm.
in the first picture, we can carve. Is it correct if I say harvest?
Garden. Mhm.
Yeah, and on the other side, we can make energy using water or the with the sun.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Yeah, it looks like on the left side, this is a picture of a modern way of growing fruits and vegetables. They're inside a greenhouse, and it looks like they're maybe using some type of alternative energy to grow them. And on the right side, we have seawater with salt in it that's going to a tank. The sun is creating the heat, and they're basically, it looks like they're making clean water from the sea, and they're using the clean water in the greenhouse to water the plants. Yep. Good. I wish I had that in my backyard. That would be great to use solar energy and dirty water and create something tasty to eat from it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's very good, but not cheap. It's very expensive. I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It's very expensive to do this. That's a good point. That's one of the cons or the downsides is the cost to get it started. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go to the bottom of the page. We're going to do a little pronunciation practice, and then we'll do one more thing before we go today. So, look at the orange box at the bottom. It says connected speech, linking sounds. When people speak fluently, there's often an extra linking sound between words when the first word ends with a vowel and the second word starts with a vowel sound. Okay, and the common linking sounds are, and it looks like it's a J and a W. When you have those slanted lines, that means this is representing a sound, not a spelling. So the slanted lines, the first one is a Y sound, like Y, like yes and you. It's kind of like a Y sound. The second one is W. It's kind of like a W sound. Yeah. Can you guys practice those two? Do Y and W.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What?
right. It's like
Yeah.
ye and w.
What is it? What is it? What? Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at what this sound, when do we use this sound? Let's look at the blue letters. It says, here's an example. This type of family or this type of farming could solve some of the environmental problems we are now facing. Can you guys say we are?
We are.
We are.
There you go.
We are.
We are.
We are. We
We
are.
are.
Okay,
We are.
in between the E and the A, you have this Y, like this kind of a Y sound, like like yes and yesterday. We yar. Can you guys hear that?
We are.
Yes,
We are.
Yeah.
we are.
So
We
this
are.
is what we call a linking sound. It's because when we're speaking quickly, we link the E sound to the ah and the R sound, and it sounds like yeah. Okay, so the reason why this happens is because the vowel sound is at the end of the first word, and a vowel sound is at the beginning of the second word. Okay, let's do the W one. It says the rest of the heated water goes to a desalination plant. Can you guys say Tua?
Tour.
Tua.
Yeah, Tua.
Tua.
Tour.
It's a W kind of a sound, right?
Yep.
What's tua? Examination.
Tour. Tour.
Tua.
Okay, so the first one we did, the first sound was E. The second one we're doing, the first sound is oo. Okay, like two and we. So that's what we're using. We're using the y sound after e, and we're using w sound after oo. So let's practice these. Look at the screen. We're going to see if we can do this together. Look at the first two words. Okay. Do we need to use a connecting sound between those words?
Yep, we do.
And this type,
The
those
sound.
Yeah,
those
the
words.
first example, it's
Mm.
I don't want to say it because then you'll hear it, but when you look at the words and the second word is in, right? Is there going to be a connecting sound between those two words? The first one and the word in. Do we need to have a connecting sound?
I think yes, teacher. And the first word is we are in, we all.
Okay, so what is the connecting sound between them? Is it E or is it W?
E. No? It's a little bit. We
Okay, if it's E,
we
then it should be weerine. Weerine.
we
I'm kind of playing a game with you guys because actually the first one, no, there's no connecting sound. Does anybody know why?
teacher, I
Okay,
can
let
hear
me.
you.
I
Hello?
said the first one, there's no connecting sound. Okay, do you know why?
Miss
Can you guys
Dawn, what do you want to say?
hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
hear you.
teacher.
Okay. Okay, look at the first one again. It's we're in. We're in. The first word, we're, the last sound of the first word is a consonant sound. It's a R sound. We're, okay? It's not a vowel sound. So we're not going to use a connecting word. Even though it's spelled with the E at the end, we don't pronounce the E. So there's no vowel sound at the end. Okay? The spelling has a vowel at the end, but the sound is not a vowel at the end. Do you see that, everybody?
Yeah. See.
Okay. So the first one, we do not have a connecting sound. And remember this for your test, because on your test, you will have to tell what the connecting sound is. So you need to be able to remember the sound. We're in. There's no connecting sound. Okay, because the first word ends with a consonant. We need to look for words that end with a vowel. Look at the second one. It ends with a vowel sound, E, and the next word starts with a vowel sound, all. So, class, is this one going to have a connecting sound? Yes or no?
Yep, we have connecting sound.
Yes, this one will. It will be the E sound. We all. Okay? Okay, so here's what you need to remember. With we're in, there's no E sound because we're ends with a consonant sound.
Yeah.
Okay? We all, yes, there's a connecting sound, E sound, because we ends with a vowel sound. So what we're doing, class, is we're not looking at the spelling, we're looking at the sound. And there's a difference, okay? Okay, guys. Any questions about that?
No, teacher, not me.
No, teacher.
Okay. Good. So your homework is going to be to open the audio file and listen to the connecting sounds on page 41, and you're going to write the J. The J letter just means the Y sound. Okay, J and Y are the same thing. So you're going to write the sound that you hear. So that will be good practice for you guys. Okay. Okay, turn the page. And this is the end of our lesson here. Page 42 and 43, you guys are going to do another listening activity between now and Wednesday. Okay. You're going to take notes about this farm. It's called Desert Farming on page 42. Okay, so you're going to listen and take notes. All of you by now should have access to your audio files and your video files in the online workbook. Is there anybody that does not have the Cambridge LMS online access? Anybody?
Teacher, I can enter to the website, but the system didn't accept me your password.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so you already put in your own access code, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you should have access to the listening and the audio. What I'm going to do after class, I will go in and see if I can see your name there. And then we'll see what happens. I can send you an email to tell you what you need to do, okay? Because I need to go and check it out.
Yes, I would like to confirm just your password because the page or the website didn't accept me the ID, the number of
Okay.
ID.
Okay, so let me give the homework and then I will go back to Blackboard and I can make sure you have the right password before you go today, okay?
Sure, thank you, teacher.
Okay, good. So, but everybody else has the audio. So if you have the audio, you need to go in and chapter 2 and click on the audio files. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. On page 43, if you look in the orange box, we're looking at explanations using this means that. This means that. So on Wednesday, we're going to practice using this means that. Okay? So for the homework today, I want you guys to just listen to that lecture and listen to how they use this means that. Basically, this means that is used to give a definition or a result of something. So look at my screen here. I've got the homework for you. Watch the video. I also have finished the work, page 40 to 43. And I want you to answer one discussion question. And in your answer, you're going to try to use this means that. Okay, so let me show you first. On page 39, there are 3 discussion questions. Page 30, oh no, I'm sorry, there's 2 discussion questions. So you can pick one of those and you can write your answer. Or you can go to page 43 and there's 3 discussion questions at the bottom and you can pick one of those. So you just choose one. There's 5 total. You need to pick one and write your answer. So here's an example. I want to give you an example. Page 43, the discussion question at the bottom, it says, do you know how the food you eat is grown? Is this important to you? Why or why not? Here's my answer. This is an example, okay? I don't know where the food that I eat comes from. This means that I might be eating a lot of pesticides inside my vegetables because I didn't see the land that it grew on. So
Yeah.
I'm using this means that to give more information about the sentence that I just said. I'm giving a result or an effect of something. Okay? Are there any questions about using this means that?
No, teacher.
Okay. Anybody else confused about this?
No, teacher, not me.
No.
Okay. So you're going to listen to the lecture and kind of practice talking about these climate change environment issues. And all you need to do is write 1 or 2 sentences to answer one of the discussion questions. And then on Wednesday, when you come back to the class, you're going to share your answer. Okay? If you're watching the video and you're not coming to the video lesson on Wednesday, then you can email the sentences to me. Okay? Anybody have questions about the homework?
No.
No.
Okay, pretty simple day then. So that is it for today, guys. I know I've given you a lot of homework. I'm not doing a lot of the listening in the class anymore. I want you to do it for homework. So do your listening, fill in your answers in your book, and I will give you the answers in the next video. I'll give you the answers to page 40 to 43, or actually 38 to 43.